All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this afternoon. We are here to celebrate some milestone anniversaries for some of our brands. So, Infinite Electronics. We were founded in 2016, and Infinite consists of 13 brands. And 3 of those brands are having a milestone anniversary this year. So Pasternack, which they're celebrating 50 years, Elcom is celebrating 40 years, and Fairview Microwave is celebrating 30 years in business. So to celebrate that and to gain some wealth of information and wisdom, we have gathered some of our longest tenured employees with those particular brands who started with those brands, and we're going to get some insights from them. So we have Kathy Wright, who started with Elcom. She's been with the company for more than 24 years. We have Alfredo Beltran, who's been started with Pasternack and has been there for over 36 years. I almost said 56. So we wanted to get you all together to, like I said, to celebrate these milestone anniversaries, celebrate being able to have you all as part of the team for such a long time. And we're so thankful that we have you all here. So if I can just do a round table and have you each do a little intro of yourself, you can tell us where you're at, what brand you started with, what job you started with, and where you're located. Kathy, do you want to go first?
Sure. Kathy Wright. I started with the company before it was even Elcom. I started with Hyperlink Technologies, and Hyperlink Technologies got bought out. I don't know. I was probably with them, I don't know, 5 years, or I don't even remember. It's been a long time. And they got bought out by Elcom, and that story began there. But the one thing about Hyperlink Technologies that I can tell you, I was a production employee at the time, and we were building amplifiers, and we were so small that they had this like chalkboard, and when we sold an amplifier they put a 1 on the chalkboard. So like we grew from that place, and then Elcom bought us, and I've moved around the company quite a bit, from production to warehousing to inventory, and today I work in purchasing. I'm a supervisor for Fairview, KP Performance, and Transfector. And I live in beautiful Florida, in Palm Beach County, Florida.
Awesome. And how about you, Alfredo?
So I started with Pasternack Enterprises back in 1986, and my first position was electronics assembler, also assisting with order pulling and shipping and receiving, multitasking. And so back then it used to be a very small occupied office building, about 1,500 square foot. And so it was run by the family and probably a handful of employees. And so I'm in Irvine, and actually now working from home. So I actually live in Garden Grove. And so, but yeah, I've been there ever since with Pasternack.
Awesome. And now you've each kind of touched on what the companies, each of them looked like back then. What would you say are the biggest improvements or the biggest changes that you have seen over the years?
The company has grown into such a large corporation, with 1,000 employees or more, and it has developed new departments that did not exist back then, that were handled by, a single person would be doing multitasking. So now they have different departments, like dedicated tech support, which is where we work now, or I am, as a tech support rep. So, it's been a big change.
And Kathy, what about you? What have you seen? What are the biggest changes and improvements you've seen over the years?
So there's definitely been a lot. I think one of the biggest things that I see as an improvement is like the revenue, the growth, like how fast we keep growing. Like it just, initially it was this smaller thing and it was growing, but it seems, especially since the infinite, and especially since we became infinite, just the growth is amazing and just like so, for me, fun to watch. Like I just love watching how big we get and revenue and just all of that. I think that's probably one of the biggest changes that I've seen.
Right? Lots of opportunities and excitement that comes with it. So now talking about all this growth, right, that we're seeing, how does Infinite today, like how does it compare with the brand that you started with? If you were to compare them side by side, what would you say is the biggest difference or the biggest change that you would see?
I'll go ahead and start that one. So like I said, I started with Hyperlink and I am in purchasing. So the biggest change that I've seen is our plan, or I can't think of the word that I want, our ready to serve model, like that we want to make sure that we have product available for that person who comes and needs it right now, today, that engineer or that customer. And that was never, I mean, certainly in Hyperlink days, it would have been like a nice thing to have had, but like our design is set up for that. And being in purchasing, I definitely see it. And that's probably the hugest difference.
Right. That's a big differentiator for us, right? That's what makes us really different than a lot of our competitors, is the fact that we carry so much inventory so we can fulfill those needs so fast. Yeah.
Yep.
And how about you, Alfredo? What's your take on it?
Well, the business has grown into a multi-brand and it's worldwide recognized. And, the product breadth that we offer keeps expanding. More advanced products, high tech, and the employees, still like we still feel like a family, part of a big family. But yeah, so it's developed into such a big business that we have so many different departments that it didn't exist before. So we have, accounting, we have technical support, we have, all kinds of departments and, with, many different people handling it, as opposed to, owned by a small family.
So there's been lots of change, obviously, over, the time that you've been here. So what is it that's kept you here so long?
Okay, so well, the company, treats their employees with, respect, appreciation, and dignity. In addition, they offer a very comprehensive benefit package. I can't complain. So we got, paid holidays, vacations, 401k, profit sharing. So it just keeps getting better.
Awesome. And what about you, Kathy? What's kept you here these, 24 plus years?
I think I would need to ditto what Alfredo just said. I think, for me, it's a really comfortable work environment. I have my immediate boss, the manager for my department, is amazing, and he's a really good boss. And I recognize that not everybody gets that in their job. But we do. We have a really good benefits package. We have, my opinion is, we have executive leadership that really cares about the employees. Like it just it and this was already touched on, and I ditto it. It's like a family. Like I feel that I'm a part of this. I feel connected, and I feel like I make a difference. And you know, not for nothing, but that profit sharing that was just mentioned, that's like a big deal. Like that, like I was here for the last payout for that. Like I'm like, yeah, I want to stick around for the next one. I mean, we have really a lot of good opportunities, and I've started, you know, doing production and moved all around. So I know that there's opportunities for me to keep moving if that's what I choose to do. So that all, and there's always stuff for me to learn, and I like that too. I want to keep learning. So.
Absolutely, yeah. That feeling of family, but also with the benefits of, you know, the profit sharing, like you said, which is kind of uncommon, and the opportunities. Absolutely, those all add up. Thinking back on where you started, where you are now, all the growth that we're experiencing, what is it that makes you most excited about the future of the company?
So I'm excited to see how the company continues to expand and be a part of greater projects to support new technologies around the world. Continue to expand on the product range that we offer. That would cover, you know, all kinds of areas, medical, you know, just about every field that can use electronics, and we continue to support that. That's exciting to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of opportunity there. I thank you for having continued on this journey with us for so long, and we look forward to many more anniversaries with you all here. I appreciate the time. I appreciate the insight. And we thank you for joining.